Hello and welcome to another Smaulgld live stream. Tonight is Tuesday, October 16th, 2018, and tonight's topic, Indian gold imports double in August. Let's take a look at what we have in the gold and silver markets today. Got the charts for you. You can check those out, and then we're also going to check out the gold-silver ratio, and then we'll get into our Indian gold imports. So the gold price today, just off about $2.41, opened up at $12.27, got as low as $12.23, did manage to get up to $12.32 and close at $12.24, down about $2 or about 0.2%. But the big news today was the stock market. The stock market rebounded nicely again. Closed on its highs, the Dow up 547 points. That's up about 2.17%. The NASDAQ put in an even bigger day, up 214 points. That's up about nearly 3%. S&P also up about 2%, up to 2809, up 59 points. So the Dow now just shy of 25,800. Pretty much close to where it was before it had its sell-off on Wednesday and Thursday last week. The good news is that gold did not really sell off. It did kind of sell off later in the day, but really only closed down $2, given the fact that the Dow Jones had risen so much. And NASDAQ, it's interesting that gold did hold on to its gains from Friday and Monday. Let's take a look now at what happened to gold's little sister, silver. Well, silver did a little worse. It went down to, but not too bad. It was down a nickel. Opened up $14.69, went all the way up to about $14.82, and closed around $14.64. So that put it down about 0.31%. Went down a little more than gold did, but again, interesting to see that both the gold and the silver held up in light of a fierce rally on Wall Street. Now, whether that is just a dead cat bounce the last 2 days remains to be seen, but it is interesting that gold and silver did not sell off. And I guess we'll see where the direction is tomorrow, whether it's risk on or risk off for the markets. Now, let's take a look at the gold-silver ratio, and today's price action didn't really help the gold-silver ratio as gold fell less than silver, and so the gold-silver ratio closed at 83.63 to 1, and it's been above 80 for a few months now. And again, I think that silver, that ratio is not going to come down for a while until gold establishes a serious bull market, and then silver starts to trail behind, but then starts to track similar gains and eventually track bigger gains. But I don't expect that to happen unless we see this gold bull market, or gold, I wouldn't say it's a bull market, the recent rise in the gold price. If it carries through into January, then you might see that ratio come down, as silver will start to catch a bit of a bid as well. Just my guess. Not sure if that'll happen, but we'll see what happens. All right, now let's take a look at tonight's topic, which is Indian gold imports. So let's first take a look at annual Indian gold imports, just to give you the refresher. India has no domestic gold mining production, so it relies on imports. India, as you know, either between China or India in a given year, will be the #1 domestic consumer of gold in the world. And because India has to import all of its gold, it either has to rely on imports or scrap gold from within the country. Now, they estimate that India may have 18 to 22,000 tons of gold already in the country, and that may trade amongst themselves, but a lot of it just gets hoarded, made into jewelries, put into temples, and so on. So they still have a need to have additional demand coming in each year. And so far this year, they've imported, as you can see there, 535 tons. And last year was a pretty big year, 900 tons. And if you just, I'll leave this up, but tomorrow if you go to the Smaulgld site, you'll be able to see all these charts and you can look at them at your leisure. Copy them, do what you like with them. You can always copy the Smaulgld charts, the ones that have this Smaulgld logo on them. Any other charts on my site, those are licensed and you can't like Nick Laird's charts, you can't copy. But if you see the Smaulgld thing on them, if you want them, you can copy them. Now let's see. Ever since 2005, I would say, you can see as Indians have become more wealthy, you can see they can get more gold. So they've been importing more gold. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years out of 13 years, they imported over 18 tons. And this year, 800 tons. And this year, they'll probably do the same. They're at 535. So let's see how this year stacks up versus prior years, or at least last year. Let's just check out last year first. Well, here is what's been happening this year. Started off over the last 12 months, the gold imports have been spotty. The 95 tons of gold imported in August were the most in 12 months. Not that we've had low months, but we've had a couple over 80. You've got May of 2018 at 83. You've got December last year at 83. Generally, the fall is a good period of time for the Indian gold demand because you have the crops coming in and the Indian farmers, the rural farmers, many of them unbanked, they save in gold. They generally tend to have a strong gold demand towards the end of the year, depending on how well the farming goes based on the monsoon, the rainy season. If they got good strong rains, then they'll have good crops. They'll have more money and more rupees, and they'll turn those into gold. Now, the issue recently with India, and you probably won't see a strong September import number, is the Indian rupee is getting hammered, so they don't have the money to buy gold. So even though the price is low in dollars, it's not really low in price in rupees. So Indians are always on the lookout. Much longer term view. They're not trading gold. They're not looking to make a quarterly profit. They always accumulate. It's generational. They buy the bangles. They give them as dowry. They get them as dowry. They hold on to them. They give them to their daughters, their granddaughters, and so on. So they're not looking to catch a bid. They're not looking on fear of missing out or anything like that. They generally buy when the price drops, and they hold their fire when the price rises or the rupee is devalued, which it is right now. So this 95 tons you see right now may be the high point of the year, but you never know. Okay, so that's this year so far, but let's compare that to, say, the last 4 years. Now this is a monthly chart showing that basically only in 2016, that's the middle part of the chart where you see not much going on, price rose then. That's when we had Brexit and the price, got up to $1,400, and you could just see they slammed on the brakes. They stopped buying. As the price dropped towards the end of 2016, you can see they come back. And you can see they were buying in 2014 and 15 when the prices were lower. And then the gold demand has crept up, and you can see August is the biggest month, this most recent August 2018 since May of 2017 when it was like 130 some odd tons. Okay, let's take a look now how this year stacks up against last year. So August was 95 tons, and that compares favorably to August of 2017, which was only 45 tons. That's 107% gain. That's why I say Indian gold imports doubled in August. But, and you can see that 95.45 there. So far this year, however, I'm sorry, I didn't open the chart for you there. So far this year, you can see the 95 tons in August versus the 45 last August. But 2017 versus 2018, because the blue line is 2017, the red line is 2018, because you had a very strong January, February, March, April, and May 2017, 2018 is behind 2017. Not that this is a bad year, because you still see in May, in July, February, August, in 2018, some very decent months. It's just not as good as last year. However, since June, July, and August, 2018 has outpaced 2017. You can see that with 59, 74, and 95 tons. However, if you add up 2018 through August and 2017 through August, you got 530 tons versus 626 tons in 2017. So we're down about 14% from last year. And as I mentioned, I don't expect September to be as strong as August was, but all things considered, you'll probably end up with about 700-800 tons imported into India overall. So tomorrow we're going to take a look at silver going into India. That's also fallen off a bit. While gold rose in August, silver tailed off. We had a very strong beginning of the year in Indian silver imports, but they have fallen off. Also, the U.S. Mint released its American gold and silver eagle numbers. Silver eagle's up to 1.13 million. That's up another 200,000 since their last report. It's pretty good. That'll be the third month in a row now that they've sold over 1 million. They'll probably sell 2 million this month, a decent month. Gold eagles, I think, we're at about 14,000. American buffaloes about 3,300. So the gold sales have tailed off while the silver sales have shown a modest increase. They're not quite at the gangbuster levels of 2015, early 2016, but they're certainly better than they were earlier this year. And the cryptocurrencies. We didn't give you the crypto prices, so let's do that now, and we'll go to the comments. So we're kind of flatlining with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at about 64.50 and has been there for a while. That's up 0.46% over the past 24 hours. Bitcoin Cash 448, up 0.22%. Ethereum up less than 1% at $205. Ethereum Classic pretty much flat at $9.51, and Litecoin at $53, down about 0.67. So little volatility today, although that's over 24 hours. Within the 24-hour period, you do get some pretty decent swings. I'm looking at the charts now, so you may see Bitcoin or Litecoin go up 3, 5, 6%, but within 24 hours, they may smooth out after that. So plenty of volatility in the cryptocurrencies. All right, let's see if we got any questions tonight, comments. If not, tomorrow night, we're going to do the silver numbers for August. But let's see what we got in the way of comments tonight. We got one comment. All right. Cooliseum, not feeling confident about PM or cryptos right now, and all the BS market up and down making me seasick. Well, I can understand that. I mean, we have had those big sell-offs on Wednesday and Thursday last year with the equity markets, and then your big rise in the gold and silver prices. And then you've seen the roaring back of the equity markets this week. But interesting, the the gold and silver markets did not react negatively today, really. They just didn't have any follow-through. And I would imagine if there's more equity gains that you won't have any more follow-through and you'll start to drift lower. But if the stock market were to take a bit of a plunge, then you might see the gold and silver rally again. We'll just have to wait and see. Tomorrow I'll produce the Dow versus the gold chart. I know that's a chart we've been following for a while, but not much movement on that today in the direction of gold, as gold was flat and the Dow was up 2.15%. All right, well, we will see everyone tomorrow night, and we'll do the Indian silver imports. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow night.